Hey guys, I just wanted to do a little update video on the Hammerhead over there and make sure that y'all stay informed and everything. And currently I'm working on the cooling system, so it has been a little bit of a, what's it called, trouble. Anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and head over here into the shed. You see all those dragonflies floating around. Over here in the shed we got a couple of neat things. First of all, we got this new box for everything. So let me go ahead and move it. Maybe we can set something up. There we go. Anyways, what I meant to show you guys was everything that I've purchased for this go-kart. Okay, so what I've done is, oh shit, there's a bee. Is first, right here, this is the place where I've ordered my parts from. I don't know how well you can see this, but this is the previous thermostat and the housing. What the hell is going on with this bee? Gotta defend myself with some wasp and hornet killer. Even though it's not a wasp or a hornet. There it is. Man, that boy hightailed out of here. Okay. Anyways, yeah, I broke off this seal right here. Yeah, right there. Into the other part of the engine, so I had to fish it out with a tap kit. And then also, if you look inside there, it's kind of all gunked up and nasty. And the thermostat was stuck, so whenever I tried to run it, it overheated almost, and I had to shut it off really quick. Get some nice cold water, pour it. I don't know. Anyways, so I have this just in case. And if you guys are wondering where I get all my parts from, there's this nice place called Buggy's Parts Northwest. It's www.buggyparts. BUGGYPARTSNW.com. They sent me some stickers. Definitely gonna put that on there whenever I get the chance. And then also, I've ordered a nice little LED light bar. I know this seems kind of, what's the word? Not white trash or ghetto or mohel or wetback, but it's definitely, I just thought it might do a little bit of good. Haven't even tried it out, so we will not know yet. Oh, and also I got an engine mounting plate for that engine. Good stuff right there. And I got it packed away all nice and neat in this red crate. So there's that. And let's head back out here to the go-kart. So I recently cleaned out all the interior, making sure it's all nice and clear of leaves. As you can see in the front radiator, it's not, but I cleaned that all out, and it does start and everything. It's just sometimes it has a little bit of trouble starting. So as you can see right there, right to the left of the carburetor, there is my housing that I put on, and it hooks up to this right here, and this goes straight into the engine. Put a new thermostat and reinstalled it. I did not replace the sensor because it was working fine. It let me know that the engine was about to overheat whenever it was at like 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Anyways, yeah, somebody was asking me about this exiting hose line right here. This one. And I'm just going to let you know where that heads. I don't know if you can see, it's along this line as well. As you can see, it moves. And it ends up right there on the second part of the carb. Or not the carb, the radiator. So yeah. And also, I had to flush out the radiator system. There was some nasty antifreeze in there. And I do have some new radiator fluid or antifreeze, if you guys will. So, just to let you guys know, I'm going to go ahead and trace the the lines, so y'all know where it all heads to. So you have this line heading right here, coming straight out the bottom of the radiator right here, and it'll take a dip and it'll head to this area right here, which is where the water pump heads to. And in order to drain that, you gotta loosen up this bolt. This bolt acts as a drain for this. And so what I did is I went ahead and unscrewed that and let it drain out for a little bit, and then I put a water hose in here, stuck it all the way through there, and it came out. So basically flushing this part of the system. But then again, you still have this other part that leads up from the top of the radiator all the way over here to the front, through the frame to the front radiator up there, and then all the way back to that part of the frame, heading back up into the part that I replaced recently, which is where the thermostat sits. So I went ahead and I while having the drain tube opened and the radiator open as well, I put a water hose in the radiator, making sure it came out of this end after it was disconnected, and then I reverse flushed it. You always want to reverse flush it until it's clear, so you make sure there's nothing like rust. You don't want to use like a rust inhibitor or a rust remover, because then you have rust particles floating around in your engine. Not good at all, you know. So, and then I go ahead and I tightened up the radiator cap. You see it's all rusty over there. And I put my water hose in here, about maybe 10 pounds of pressure. And I flushed it, and I made sure to tighten up the drain at the bottom of the water pump. And I had water coming out where the thermostat was. So, it flushed through the engine as well. So I think that's pretty good. There was quite a bit of gunk that came out of the engine. Not gunk, but you know, colored water, brown mostly. And it's pretty sad. So after that, I went ahead and I started up the engine and I let it run. Made sure nothing was overheating. So it was all good. I let it run for about an hour, just idling. I came back. Well, I was obviously here and I was just sitting there waiting to see what would happen. And nothing really happened. I was just sitting here, you know. If you want to make sure that your water is going through your thermostat, you're going to want to, this pipe will always be hot because it's near the engine, and then you're going to want to go ahead and touch this pipe right here, this coolant line, you know. Yeah, so boom, boom, boom. And you can also touch the hose that's about to enter the radiator, and then that hose that leaves the radiator, you know, because this right here, this bottom piece right here where the water pump is, okay, you guys can see it. Alright, I don't really know how to describe it, but it's right there. It's a terrible zoom, but that's where it enters the engine. Here is where it exits, you know. So you just gotta make sure all your pipes are getting hot, or not really hot, but hot in comparison to humans. So then I ran into another issue where the fans weren't blowing, they weren't engaging, which really sucks. So there's another sensor besides the thermostat sensor, or not the thermostat, the temperature sensor right next to the thermostat, which is where this wire is connected to. You know. So the next sensor, which kicks on the fans, is going to be this sensor right here. You see where these two plugs are? Boom. It'll connect with these two wires. And so whenever this gets hot, it'll go ahead and send power through these two wires, and it'll turn on both fans, you know, to keep it cool. But mine was not doing that. It was definitely evaporating, because currently I have water in the system, not antifreeze. It was evaporating through the system. Bad stuff, okay? Or boiling, I guess. So I went in ahead and I got this nice little handy dandy tool, which allows you to hook it up to the battery and add power to these two fans. I thought both of them are bad. Turns out the wiring is bad, because this fan turns on when I power it individually through this little right here, this little pigtail connector, and the other fan does not. And then I went ahead and jumped these two wires, because, you know, whenever the thing is getting hot, it'll complete the circuit, and it left a little, not a beeping noise, but I don't know if you guys can see that on the right there. That's a fan motor indicator, and when I jumped the wires, the fan motor indicator came on, but the fans weren't working. So that's how we found out this fan is good right here, and this one over here is terrible. So that one's good, that one's bad. And that's currently where I'm at. But I want to install an auxiliary instrument panel. Maybe hook it up right here above it, or right here, doesn't matter. You know, where I'm gonna have a temperature gauge reading of that sensor, and then I have one of the rear radiator, and then I have a switch that I'm gonna run in line with the battery, or in line with the ignition, so I can go ahead and turn on the fans whenever I need to, right? Which will pretty much be all the time, since we're down here in Texas. And then I can also attach a tachometer or whatever, so I'll have like a radiator temperature, engine temperature, and then I think that'll be it. Maybe the fans. I'll probably keep the horn and all that stuff right here within arm's reach, you know, and I'll keep just the auxiliary stuff up here, this aftermarket, excuse me. And I can go ahead and draw up a thing like that so y'all can get an idea. But other than that, this thing's running okay. It does have a little bit of tuning issues in the carburetor, so I mean, it definitely needs to be not flushed, but, you know, retuned, changing with the jets. So I mean, that's all for this time, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, little short update, and see y'all next time.